Well, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we will be reviewing the 1/12 scale National Defender by Beyond 6-inch Chaos. Seeing the images that popped up online for this guy, where they tried to blur out the chest emblem, I mean, it clearly is Superman. I'm clearly reviewing a Dark Knight Returns Superman here today, so that's what I'm going to call him. I'm not going to call him National Defender, I'm going to call him Superman. Seriously, man, I don't know how this stuff makes it past the people at Warner Brothers. Like, how do they not get caught? I'm not complaining, this is going to be a badass figure, but how do they not get caught? Anyway, front of the box, you've been looking at it for a couple seconds here. Of course, there's an Angry Soups on the front. Why wouldn't there be? And the top of the box has Beyond 6 inches Chaos. The side here has National Defender. And there's the other side of the box, pretty much the same. And here is the back with Superman catching a nuke. Go for it, buddy. Let's just pop the top of the box off here. And on the inside, we got this here National Defender piece of paper, Beyond 6 inches Chaos. And this has all of the instructions on how to do all the stuff that you and I, the purchasers, should know how to do, whether it's changing the heads or, by the looks of it, installing the battery. All that is explained right here. Then next up, this is what we get. We got the little plastic bubble with everything on the inside. And then behind that, we have Superman's cape. Notice how the cape doesn't have a ND in the emblem, but it has an S. National Defender my butt. I mean, sure, technically he could be called a National Defender as one of his roles, but let's face it, he's more of a world defender. Okay, so rather than looking at this mess, just give me a second and I'll have it all laid out and looking spiffy. Okay, and we are back, and you'll notice that I've already gone ahead and attached Superman's cape to the body. This is achieved by way of a small rectangular hole in Superman's body underneath the collarbone, and the cape itself having a tab that you then push down into the hole. I super glued mine so that they wouldn't pop out later, but this is the end result. And I don't think that it looks that bad. I think that it's a pretty innovative way of attaching Superman's cape to the figure. But anyway, moving along. So this figure comes with a total of 3 heads. It is, as you can see here, supposed to come with an angry portrait, a clam portrait, and a fury portrait. And by clam, I mean calm. They just misspelled the word. But as you can see, my figure came with 2 fury portraits and 1 clam portrait, which means I didn't get the angry one. I could go through the hassle of emailing them or perhaps calling them up on the phone, if that's an option, saying, hey, you didn't give me all 3 of the heads that I'm supposed to get for this figure. You gave me one twice. And I don't really care that much. Honestly, I'm going to pose this figure with the clam portrait. But here is what the angry portrait looks like when you have the batteries installed and it's on the body. You know, the eyes light up and, well, he looks furious. What can I say? Also, Superman, on top of the fact that he comes with these pre-installed fists on the body, he also comes with 3 more sets of interchangeable hands, flight hands, open finger hands, and grabby finger hands. And he comes with a hand that has been designed for grasping the kryptonite arrow. And finally, Superman also comes with a beat-up Batman helmet from his armor. Why does he come with that? Well, because. Just because. All in all, on the spinner here, we can see that Superman is a fantastic looking figure. This, just at first glance, is probably one of the best looking Superman figures I have ever seen in the entirety of my life. And it's not even licensed. It's not even licensed. They had to call it National Defender to let it squeak by the... I don't know how they did it, but it looks awesome, and it is one of the best Superman figures I've ever seen in my entire life. The super emblem on his chest looks simply fantastic. You can see all the care that went into creating this logo, and it is perfection. It is so good, and it looks exactly like it does in the source material. Superman's trunks, a very interesting way of tackling them. The trunks and the belt are one unit, and they are all made out of plastic, or rather, a softish rubber, and they look really, really good. You can see the actual fabric texture in his trunks here. This is really, really good stuff here. Between the wrinkles, between the actual... I mean, look at the butt crack wrinkles here. I mean, they did such a fantastic job. The back of the suit also looks great. You can see the stitch work for the sleeves and up the back there. They did a fantastic job on that. The S on the back of Superman's cape looks just as fantastic as the one on the front. They did a smash up job on that. It looks really, really great. And the seam lines down the side, the pleats down the cape look really, really nice as well. I really like the fact that they included these. The cape itself is wired, so there will be posability with this cape, just wired down both sides, not wired down the bottom, but I think that will be just fine for this figure. Superman's booties look really, really nice. Like we can see here that they've gone ahead and applied some shading there to the leather of his boots, and the texturing looks fantastic, and you can see the seam up the front, and just the overall fabric that they have used is perfect. It's nice and tight, so you can see all of his muscles here when I get the lighting to capture it and create shading. The fabric itself is very, very movable, very stretchy. Just fantastic. This figure looks super, super great. And the head sculpt, the calm looking head sculpt, the clam head sculpt, looks so good. I mean, this is head sculpt perfection, if you ask me, between the eyes, the furrowed brow, the slight 5 o'clock shadow as if he shaved and it's been a full day. The fantastic looking spit curl. I mean, that is just regal looking. It looks so good. This figure here really, really, to me, looks like the Dark Knight Returns character from the comic. That version of Superman has come to life and then been shrunk down to 1/12 scale, because this is a thing of beauty. I really like this. As far as comparisons go, I'm not going to load the video up too much with too many comparisons, just this one here, where I have him compared to my version of a McFarlane Dark Knight Returns Superman. It's the same body buck. I just chose the lighter one that was a re-release and popped the DC Direct head on there, and the super fantastic Mafex, more comic-styled version of the Dark Knight Returns Superman action figure. And then here we have him compared to, on the left, my custom suit, Superman from Mezco 1/12 Collective. I just really wasn't super keen on the S symbol on the one that came with that one, so I got a custom suit and put it on the body. And then we have over here, we have the Gong Pop Mart Kingdom Come Superman. Overall, I feel like these body proportions really work for this Superman. These big, buff, ain't skipping leg day, definitely lifts bro type proportions. These exaggerated muscular proportions really, really work for the Dark Knight Returns version of Superman. This is the perfect body buck that was used for him. Oh, and one last comparison. Here he is next to the Mezco 1/12 Collective Dark Knight Returns Batman figure. As for articulation, why don't we find out together? So the first thing I want to do is I want to find out what we can get out of his head sculpt here. So that far, he can look down to there, and he can look, oh, by the way, that's how his head attaches, just like that. He can also look up that far, like that. So that's not bad. That's definitely good enough for a flight pose, at least as far as the head is concerned. We've also got the torso articulation here. There's clearly a cut right here in the torso. And when I lean him forward, we get about that, which is pretty darn good. And then when I lean him back, we get that. So when I attach the head into this, we get this for a flight pose. Let's really push that articulation point. That's what we get. We put the waist in there as well. And wow, that's way more than we would ever need for a flight pose. That looks fantastic. And you can see just standing there with the waist, that's amazing. If we use the waist and the chest, that's how far forward he is going to go. That looks great. The arms, I'm assuming they are on a rounded hinge. I can feel in there, and it feels like there might be a rounded hinge. Doesn't feel like there's any kind of any kind of, rounded socket in there or whatever. It just feels like the arm is attached. And if we're looking to see what kind of a T-pose he can get, well, that's pretty good. That is pretty awesome. Of course, he has a bicep swivel right there, but no need for him to do 360 because he's wearing the cloth goods outfit. He also has, I'm assuming, a double jointed elbow. It feels like a double jointed elbow. And that's what he gets for the double jointy. Let's just try to make sure we pull as much fabric out as we can. Yes, that's what he gets for the double jointy. It's all bunched up. All the fabric is bunched up. Kind of looks like he's wearing pajamas. Then down here in the groin, what do we have? Oh, that's nice. They made sure that was just a tiny amount of rubber in the way so as not to get in the way of the articulation. And he gets that for the splats. And his legs go forward that much. And they go back as far as his buns will let him, which is not that far actually. And then, oh, what does he have for a rotation? Oh, plenty. Plenty. The man has plenty of what I would consider thigh cut rotation. And then he has double jointed knees, as we can see here. And that's what they do. The boot does move a little, but I'm not saying that's a boot cut. I just think that's how it's installed. And then, of course, we have the ankle. And the ankle is a rounded hinge. Let's get that to focus. A rounded hinge that goes up and down. And of course, it's going to pivot. Pivot, 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 pivot. So, what do I think of the National Defender Superman action figure from Beyond 6 Inches Chaos? Do I think that it is good, or do I think that it is garbage? Well, I'm not going to waste your time here. I love it. I think it's great. If you can find it, pick it up. Add this boy to your collection because, dude, this is probably one of the best Superman figures I've seen released ever in my entire life. This is nothing short of spectacular. I love it. Anyway, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me that you took the time to check me out today. If you feel like sticking around the channel for a while, I've got plenty of other videos. If you're not yet subscribed, you know where that subscribe button is. And please, very importantly, could you please share me with your other DC Comics action figure collecting friends? There's always people out there that don't know who I am, and they might enjoy my videos too. Anyway, have yourself a super awesome DC day, and take care, everybody. Bye for now.